If you're watching this video, it's probably because you can't decide whether you should buy the Logitech G502x or the Razer ProClick V2. Now, in this video, I'm going to be going over my experience with both of these mice and why I ultimately decided to go with the ProClick V2. Now, keep in mind, both of these are excellent mice, and it really comes down to which one best fits your needs. Personally, I'm a pretty casual gamer. I just play League of Legends from my MacBook whenever I get a chance, so do keep that in mind for this comparison. By the way, you can find a full video on this bed desk setup here if you're interested in that. All right, let's get into the video. When I'm not gaming, my daily driver is the Logitech MX Master 3, which is why I initially opted for the G502x. But after a few months of using this mouse, there was just some things I could not get used to. The main reasons I didn't use the MX Master 3 was because it was too heavy and it has a 125 Hz polling rate. If the G502x was a Ferrari, then the MX Master 3 is like your grandma on roller skates. But the main issue I ran into with the G502x was the size of the mouse. If I put all these mice one in front of the other, you can see there's a significant difference in vertical height between the three mice. The G502x is the shortest, the ProClick V2 is in the middle, and the MX Master 3 peaks above the rest. This may not seem like a big difference, but it is the difference between your palm making contact with the mouse and having to use your fingertips to control the mouse. For me, a palm grip is ideal, and with the G502x, you should fully expect to use a fingertip grip. With the ProClick V2, the mouse sits right in the palm of your hand, the smooth curves makes using the mouse a relaxed, comfortable experience, and there aren't any buttons in the way. With the G502x, there are so many buttons. Initially, I thought I would use these buttons, but they were all so uncomfortable to use that I almost didn't want to use any of them. Now, if you got little baby hands, this may be fine, but for me, the buttons almost always caused an issue.
Nobody has ever hit my hands. I've never heard of this one. Look at those hands. Are they small hands?
My thumb was too long to hit the back button without doing dexterity exercises before every session, so that button was out of the picture for me. The removable side button hindered my grip, so I had to permanently remove that one, and the two top left-hand corner buttons were usable, but then they almost made the one usable side button completely unusable. The moment you lift your index finger, you really need to have your thumb on the side of the mouse for support. You really don't have the luxury to lift your thumb up as well, which means you can't bind those buttons to things you may use at the same time or even back to back. Otherwise, that next wrist flick may be the last time you see your mouse. So with all those caveats, I just wanted something that had two buttons on the side that I could use comfortably, and that's why I got the ProClick V2. There's only two buttons, but if that's all you need, I promise you this will be way more comfortable for you. Now the next thing is the software. Razer Synapse versus Logitech G-Hub. Now this is my first experience with both of these softwares, and surprisingly, I think Razer wins here again. The interface for the G-Hub just seems so outdated, and things you think would be simple are strangely complicated. To start, just based on the UI, you tell me which one looks better organized. When you start to use the softwares, you start to feel the difference in usability as well. If I want to assign a keybind to a button on Synapse, super easy. I just make sure the right profile is selected, click on the button I want to customize, go to the keyboard function, and record the key I want to assign, and hit save. Boom, you're done. If I want to assign a keybind to a button in G-Hub, not as easy. First, I gotta make sure the right profile is selected, click on the button I want to customize, go to the key tab, then I have to type out the key I want so I can search for it? Like, why are we searching here? Anyways, but then you select the key and then you're set. If I want to add a new profile in Synapse, it's super easy. I just hit the plus sign, I get a list of my apps within Synapse, I select the one I want, and I'm done. Now, if I want to do the same thing on G-Hub, first I have to select this drop down, hit the plus button, search for the application within my applications folder. I don't know what their obsession is with searching stuff. And then you hit open and then you're done. That's like 4 extra steps compared to Synapse. And there are a bunch of other weird quirks like that with G-Hub. Like for instance, you can't control the brightness of the RGB. It's either on or off, and that's it. Isn't that weird? Wouldn't you agree that that's weird? And another thing, if you don't have your mouse connected, you can't change any of the settings. I can keep going, but long story short, Synapse just seems more polished and easy to use. So final thoughts, obviously for me, the ProClick is just way better in so many ways. But however one-sided this video may have seemed, I do still believe the G502x is a good mouse for specific people. If you have smaller hands or you enjoy using a fingertip or claw grip, it may actually be the better choice for you. Just do keep in mind the things I mentioned about the software because there's no escaping that. Also, Logitech and Razer, can we get USB-C cables and adapters, please? Like, what are we doing here? Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Oh God, those were razors. There's freaking razors on the mouse.